Hi everyone, welcome to your favorite podcast. Here we are. My name is Sebastián Dávalos, and now we are in another episode with a good friend called Theo. So, Theo, how are you?
Hi, I'm really fine, Sebastian. Thank you very much for inviting me today
Yeah.
for this podcast. I feel really glad to be here, and I'm looking forward for this podcast.
Yeah, thank you very much for your time and to coming here. I really appreciate that. So, here we talk a little bit about the experience as a student in Lund, about your great memories this time that you have been here, and a lot of topics related to your education and also your life. So, first of all, you can tell us what are you studying here in Lund?
So here in Lund, I'm in the last year of International Master in Water Resources Engineering, and I am currently writing my master thesis.
Great. How long is your master? 2 years?
So it's a program that is on 2 years with a year of compulsory courses, and in the second year we have most elective to choose, and then the master thesis.
Okay, so now I know that you're making your thesis, as you are telling us. You can talk a little bit about your thesis. What is it about?
So basically, my thesis is about groundwater resources management in Armenia, in a valley called the Ararat Valley. And they have a problem there with over extraction of resources. And as a consequence, the ground is shrinking. And I'm working for a teacher in Lund University in LTH Water Division that is working with satellites. And you can measure the deformation of the ground from space. And in the frame of my thesis, the goal will be to estimate or calculate the loss of storage of groundwater in the aquifer, and to study also the impact it could have on future climatic period. The final goal would be to bring solutions that could improve water management, groundwater management in this valley in Armenia. And I just came back from 3 weeks of travel in Yerevan, the capital of Armenia, and there we met some people from the American University. We had collaboration. We have a collaboration with an environmental center. So we basically met some people there, and the final goal would be to build a solid partnership between Lund University and this American university in Armenia.
Okay, well, it sounds really interesting. What is your thesis about? And as I am a geographer, I understand what are you talking about the satellite imagery and everything, you know. Um, but why did you choose this topic? What was your motivation to do this?
So I chose these topics mostly because during my bachelor thesis I had the opportunity to go abroad to Madagascar to conduct a field survey in water development in an arid area. So I went to remote places in Madagascar to look for groundwater resources, and this is my background from my bachelor. I have a bachelor in environmental sciences, which is called natural system in the university I was war, and I chose to graduate in hydrogeology. So this topic really fitted my background, and I come from a family of humanitarian worker. Like my parents, they met when they were working in Africa for the International Red Cross. We had this taste of travel in the family, so it's kind of the DNA, if I could say. And to me, water resources are something really important for society and future generations. And I found really interesting and important to go in places where it is not fully developed yet, and the access to water could be challenging. So I chose this topic because mostly later I would like to work with water access and policies.
Okay, and I was thinking about what is the future of humanity connected with water. Do you think that we are running out of clean water for the future? What is your knowledge about this?
Uh, I won't say that globally we will lack uh, of water. It's just that the repartition of this water is splitted inequally. In some area, it's raining too much. In some area, it's raining too little, and the infrastructure to access the water are not there. And yes, I think it's important to train a generation of water engineer to take care of the resource, because also nowadays we detect micropollutants if in the wastewater, for example, and it goes back into the environment, and then it pollutes the water resource, it pollutes the soils, and it's a threat. It's a threat for public health. So to me, it's important to ask ourselves about those questions, because it's related to our kind of not our survival but our living on this planet.
Yeah, I agree with that. What do you think about the program in Lund? Like, what would you say to other future students that want to come here to study your program? Maybe um, about about what you learned. I mean, what kind of stuff did you learn in your program?
Um, I think that the good point of this program is that we are a little effective in the class. We started the program, we were 10 students from everywhere in the world. I have classmates that come from India and Bangladesh, Iran as well, but also from Germany and Italy. And the fact that we are small classes helped us to build interaction and this kind of family spirits between each other. So when some courses were kind of tough, we had this ability to work together and to help each other. And that's something that I find really nice about this experience in Lund, to be close to the people I'm studying with.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I agree with that. For example, in my program in human ecology, we also have a lot of group work. So every week we have like seminars and presentations, and it's a really a good way to learn because you are in contact with your classmates. You exchange ideas. You can research together, and I think that's like a special way that you learn here in Sweden, and is a good way of approaching to different topics, not only looking at your teacher in front of the class and listening to that person, but also like to engage with your classmates and learn from their experiences. So yeah, I can say the same, that Lund is a university and Sweden is a country that offers a good quality of education. What do you think about the career opportunities that you will have later when you finish your program? How do you feel about it? Or maybe you can say, where would you like to work after you finish the program?
That's a really good question that I've been asking myself lately, and actually I'm considering to go back to Switzerland for a while and to put some money aside, travel a bit after, and then looking for a job. I think among an international organization that is working with water access or water development. I was thinking maybe the International Committee of the Red Cross, or Médecins Sans Frontières, or even the High Commissary for Refugees of the United Nations. So I think that if you want to work in the cooperation sector, you have a lot of opportunities, and also even if I will choose to stay in Switzerland, everybody needs to drink water, to take a shower, to have its used water cleaned. So I'm not really worried about the future.
Okay, yes, you are from Switzerland, and I think we forgot to say that at the beginning. How was your international experience to be here? I mean, you can know a lot of people from all over the world. For example, in ESN, and maybe we can talk about ESN because we met each other in this organization that is the Erasmus Student Network. But I know that you were part of ESN in Switzerland. You were the president, right? You can tell us about that.
Yes, of course. So what happened is when I was in the second year of my bachelor, I had some classes in another university with two classmates, and they were both talking about going in exchange. And then I thought, okay, I have to go in exchange as well, because otherwise next year I will be alone in the train, and I didn't want that. So I applied for the exchange, and I wanted first to go to Alaska, but it was too competitive to get there, and the person at the international office advised me to go to Quebec, Canada, which I did, and I spent like almost 9 months there. I met amazing friends, and I was living in student housing with international students, and I met a great group of friends from France and Belgium and also Tunisia. And I really liked to be surrounded by this international environment, and with all those different point of view, the cultural difference. And when I went back to Switzerland, to my usual routine, I started a master in hydrogeology. And the thing is that I went from a big university to my small university where everybody knows each other, and I had a feeling that I came back to the point of start, and that in a way I changed, but the people around me didn't really change. So I went to the international office to see the international coordinator, and I asked her, okay, I want to work in an international environment, and I also want to help the people as I was helped when I was in Canada. Is there something that the university does? And then the lady told me that it was this organization called the Erasmus Student Network, but it was like inactive since 3 years. And she asked me if I was interested to organize the Welcome Week for the incoming students in like 2 weeks. And of course I was interested, and it was an interesting challenge, because I was I was experiencing this phenomenon that some students meet when they come back from exchange. They could feel a bit depressed. And so I met other people in a bar. We were 5, we didn't know each other. And I became the president, actually, because I was the only one person still studying at the university. The other knew ESN because they were members of ESN in other countries, or that they attended the activities of ESN in the previous years. So together we organized the Welcome Week for 70 international students, and it's all my interaction with ESN started.
Yes, and now you are also part of ESN Lund. How was your experience here with ESN?
At first, I was not really eager to join ESN, because when I was president of ESN Lund, I was giving all my time for ESN, because I really liked organizing events, meeting people, getting things done, and volunteering. And I was afraid that if I'd go again to ESN, I would kind of give too much of my time to volunteering and not enough to my studies. So the first semester I just spent time on my not my thesis, on my studies. And at some point I needed to meet other people, to socialize, and to take part into something that was bigger than me, and that allowed me to make friendships. And that's how I joined ESN, because I remembered it was a great way for international students to bond, to meet, and to blend in a place.
Yes, I think that ESN is a really great organization. I mean, my experience since last semester has been very good because I met a lot of international people like you that are from Switzerland. It's really cool to have this space to connect with international people, and you can tell us about what does ESN. I mean, what is the role of ESN in the university?
It depends of the university, really. If I take the university I was volunteering in before, the ESN was really useful for the international office because they were understaffed, and they were really grateful to have an organization like ESN to help organize all the activities for the Welcome Week. So we were really included in the university services. I had meeting with my international office coordinators, and we were kind of deciding together what was the plan. From early one, ESN was presented to the students, international students. I was giving a speech to them with their international office. And here I have the feeling that ESN is more an international association that does the same work, but that does not have the same importance as in a smaller university, because all those services, they already exist in Lund. You have also the Nollnings in LTH, you have the guilds, you have a lot of different possibility to blend in and to integrate as international students. But the cool thing about ESN Lund, I would say, is that you still have this international spirit where you can meet people from all over the world and take part in cool activity like our board game nights every 2 weeks, which is really cool. And it gives you also, for me, actually, it gives me a sense of belonging and family, because we have, I don't know for you, but we have such a great spirit in the team. And you can always find someone to study together, or to go to party together, to sing karaoke. So I think it's really nice this way.
Yes, I think ESN is a way to connect with other people that are outside of your class. So because sometimes we are used to only be are surrounded by our classmates, but the ESN is really nice to have that opportunity to have friends from different programs, or maybe some of them are not students; they are doing other kind of things, and yeah, it's like a family. It's a good environment. I really enjoy the time with ESN. Yes, Theo, you can also talk about your experience in Lund. Like, for example, what is your favorite place in Lund, like to eat or to distract yourself from the classes?
Um, so one of my favorite place in Lund is just next to Hemgarden. It's Lunda Böcker that is just nearby, because Sergio, the owner, is really friendly and really kind. And for me, it's a place when I want to be quiet or to escape a bit the busy life of university. I just go there, have a nice talk, and I have the coffee is really good as well. Otherwise, to eat, I would go to Mezaya, because they have a nice Lebanese buffet that is really good and diverse. What could I say? On a weekend, on a Friday night, I would go to my neighbor's place, or to with ESN people, to just hang out and chill and play some games or watch some movies. What was the question again?
Yes, what was your favorite place in Lund, but also what you were talking about, what kind of activities do you do in your free time? yes, you're talking about that you go with friends to maybe play some games or to have a drink or to eat something. Yeah, in that sense, maybe you can tell us about what is your best memory of your life here in Lund since this time.
I think I have two best memories. The first time we were having game night at one of my classmates' house, and the next day we were not that fresh, let's say. And one of the girl was from Germany, and she had the habit to go to swim in cold water. So we just decided to take the bus, and we went to Bjerred. And there we just jumped in a water of 4 degrees. I never did that before, and it was just amazing because I was so afraid to get into the water first. And after, I felt really good, but I did it only once. And the second memory, I think, was last year for my birthday, because it was, I guess, the second time I was celebrating my birthday away from home. And usually what we do is that with my family we go to the restaurant, or we have a brunch at home. And I texted on the ESN Messenger group, and I said, I don't know really a lot of people, and I'm having my birthday. We would like to go out or to do something. And I ended up in the club with some good ESN friends that are really nice people. And we went for drinks, and then we went to the club in Holland, and it was a lot of fun. And I will just add a third memory. I think one of the other cool memory I have is that my friend Sergio from Lunda Böcker, when he learned it was my birthday, he organized me a birthday brunch at his home, and it was super nice. I felt like lucky that I had this possibility to kind of have this family birthday. That was really cool.
Yeah, it looks like you have a lot of friends here in Lund, and that is a really good experience for everyone that wants to come here. Yeah, we will meet people in different places, and to create friendships is like something that will happen, and that is good. I want to just talk about and say thanks again to Hem Garden. Here we have the logo of Hen Garden and in this hoodie, because they are helping us with the space for this podcast and all the things that we need, like the microphones and everything. And thanks Christopher that is behind the camera, because he's helping a lot to make this podcast a reality. And every episode we're going to make it better and better, so people that are listening to this and are watching us can learn about the student life in Lund and get inspired to come here to Sweden and study and have a great time. Okay, I think we are like going to the end of the podcast for today. But Theo, what else would you like to say to the people that are listening to this? Maybe like a motivation speech to the future students.
I think that if you're afraid of your study project abroad, like if you have the choice between two options, go for the less comfortable ones. Like it was the case for me, I could go to Zurich or to Sweden, and 1 week before coming to Lund, I didn't even know where I would go, and suddenly I decided, okay, I will go for the craziest one, that was Lund, and I just decided to go there and bought the plane ticket, find accommodation, and lived 10 days on a mattress in a room at friends' place, which are still my good friends today. So if you have doubts about where to study, choose the craziest option.
Yes, I think that is a good advice. Go out of your comfort zone. Go for your dreams, and yes, you will have a great time. Okay, so thank you, Theo, for your time, for being here, and thanks everyone for listening today. See you in the next episode. Bye bye.